Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here with the lore of Fate Grand Order, Goetia and Chaldea, right? So yeah, I think this was, the second most voted, right? So yeah, I just did this one. And actually, I don't mind doing this at all, right? And I think, really, to be honest, I was gonna do this probably anyways, whether it was second most voted or not, right? Just because, I just want to learn more about Chaldea and Goetia, right? And I think Getia, I mean, I really don't know for sure, but I think, um, and I think, I looked at like an AMV or something of that, right? Um, yeah, it's like I can remember them, but then not really. So, basically, I'm just looking at this here so I can just get more about that. Like Chaldea, it's like, I know about it. They talk about it a lot. Um, but basically it's like, I don't really know about Chaldea, right? So just looking at this just to, find out more about it. And if I don't get too much, at least I get to get some type of summary of it, and find out more, right? I mean, basically that's just what I'm trying to do. And I'll do another poll next week, right? Um, but I think we are nearing the end of like the like main stories, and then after that going to like the characters after, cause I think you got like 90 character lore videos, right? So we're just gonna be looking at mostly that, right? So I think we're about halfway done with like the main like Salem and all that, um, and the Lost Belts. Cause I think I gotta look at like three more Lost Belts, and then after that I'm just done. But other than that, it's pretty much about it. So if you guys will enjoy this, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get this reaction started. I just took what they gave me, did all the favors, they never repay me. It worked in my favor, cause nobody.
Brand new whip, got no keys. Tell them my clothes, no starch, please. Soon as you can go leave. Got M's in the bank, like yes, indeed. Cartier glasses, I won't even peek at you. Yellow Ferrari, like Pikachu. I got him waiting and watching what he gon' do. Tryna pee what I do, tryna steal my move. 2500 for a new pair of tennis shoes, the same price.
Welcome back to Otaku Daikun. Now that the
Okay,
North American release of
here we
FGO has
go.
concluded its Solomon arc, I want to take this time to provide a comprehensive overview of exactly what the hell has been going on. When you play a game over the span of nearly 2 years, it's easy to lose track of things. So think of this as another
especially with all the
layman's
story they
no
got.
bullshit guide to the whole first arc. This will be a multi-part series, loaded with spoilers.
Oh yeah, and I
So if
think
you
this.
haven't
Oh
finished
wait,
the Solomon singular.
hold up, yo, wait, can y'all see that? Who is this? Is this supposed to be Otaku? Okay, because if it is, then he has some development then. Because I think this is the first lore video that he's made, like, one of the main stories, right? Okay, so, here we go with this. So, he's definitely changed, right? I'm over here looking at this like, hold up. Is this someone else? No, this is the same voice.
Clarity. Get on that first.
But, here we go.
Let's talk about Fate Grand Order as a concept. The game was announced as a mobile game based on the franchise, but I don't think fans realized back then just how big it would become. It's essentially become the main work in the Nasuverse, eclipsing all the others, not just because of its profitability, but also because it serves as a giant crossover for all the servants, ideas, and stories we've come to love from Fate's various incarnations.
Oh wait, that is true,
FGO
right?
is
Yeah,
another of Fate's
crossover of all
alternative
that.
timelines, like Stay Night in Apocrypha, though it does include a lot
Yeah,
of
this just
overlap.
feels weird
The
looking
whole
at him
incineration
like
of
this,
humanity
right?
thing doesn't apply to Stay Night's events, for instance. Shiro and Artoria do get their happy ending in the Fate route, so not
Oh, well.
everything good is undone.
Yeah.
After all, it would suck if
Pretty much
FGO
tell that,
undermined
right?
all the meaning found in previous works. FGO's timeline is comprehensive, including elements from everything seen in Fate thus far. You've got a version of Altera, coming from outer space to Earth as a giant titan, ravaging the Earth and fighting the gods until being defeated by Excalibur. This was a huge turning point in the end of the Age of Gods that used to be a plot element of Fate Extra, but now has its own version here. Another blow to the Age of Gods occurred with Solomon, a master of magecraft.
Oh, so
referred to as the
Solomon,
King of
right?
Magic.
Okay.
He lived between 1011 and 931 BC as a king in Israel. He was gifted from birth with profound clairvoyance, unable to live a normal life. God granted him true wisdom, which manifested in 10 rings on his fingers. In life, he summoned 72 demon gods
there
as his
go. See,
familiars.
look, okay.
He also discovered that magecraft could be used by commoners.
Because,
who
I was
aren't
trying to figure out
affiliated
what
with
that
gods.
was all along.
Nifty.
There it goes.
When he died, It dramatically hastened the end of the Age of Gods. Before dying, however, he sent one of his 10 rings far into the future, which becomes important later. More importantly, though, his deceased body became the host for the demon gods, who combine to form a hive mind, Goetia. In life, Solomon had entrusted the demon gods to protect humans, in order called the Human Order Correction Ritual. Yet there was a conflict of opinion. Solomon loved humanity and accepted them for their imperfections, including death. Goetia, on the other hand, could not overlook humanity's flaws, their mortality, their penchant for war and propagation of suffering, and instead wished to perfect humanity.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, now I can see it, right?
Solomon's
Yeah.
wishes into the human order
God, I think
incineration
I've seen
ritual.
some.
The
Yeah, and there you go.
gods,
Okay, no,
Goetia,
him.
became
No,
the
that's
beast
what I
class
meant. Yeah,
servant,
Goetia,
Beast
yeah.
One. Okay, more new terminology incoming. What the flipping fuck is a beast class servant? It's honestly really philosophical.
yeah,
and nutty,
beast class,
but
okay.
essentially, there are 7 beasts that are born from mankind's inherent evil.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
After all,
you already know about
gods were born
her.
from human worship, so it's not surprising to think that beasts
I think. Wait,
could
let me
emerge.
see. I think I can wait. I think I can outline that. I think I remember seeing that before. And I think it's some sort of animal, right? That outline right there. But I don't know if there's something in the behind it, right?
As a result of human evil. Their existence is actually the
but-
main reason the Throne of Heroes exists.
Yeah.
As there are 7 grand classes
Yeah,
of
didn't know
heroic
about the
spirits
beast class though,
specifically
right?
designed to counter these 7 beasts. We get to know the identities of 4 of the beasts in FGO.
Oh yeah, there it goes right there. Wait, let me
We
see.
get to know the identities.
Yeah, okay, so I think that's the one of the outline, right? Yeah, so yeah, I've definitely seen that before. I mean, I don't know exactly where, but yeah, I've definitely seen it
4
before
of the
though,
beasts
right?
in FGO, but let's leave a little for Nasu to surprise us with in the future. With its own will, Goetia wished to correct mankind's imperfections by reaching the origin of the world and recreating it without
basically,
his perceived flaws.
Just make it
In other
perfect,
words,
right?
Goetia would time travel back to the very beginning of it all and restart human history with a superior design. This required fuel, however, and the Earth itself lacked the mana needed. What he could harness as fuel were humans themselves. Since he wanted to restart humanity anyway, he could absorb the mana of all humans throughout history.
Yep,
as
and then
heat
that's how the
energy.
servants
This
get
is what we
their
refer to as the incineration
mana in
of
the first
humanity.
place, right?
To accomplish
From other
this,
humans.
Goetia arranged for its 72 demon gods to manifest within certain mage bloodlines throughout history. Basically,
Oh, wait, hold
over
on,
the
this is
next
some new
3,000
animation, okay.
years, designated
Yeah, that's
mages
definitely
would have
new
their
right here.
minds wiped and become the various demon gods, serving as nodes in human history to be harvested as fuel for Goetia's noble phantasm, Ars Almadel Salomonis. This crazy ritual is the cause of the giant ring in the sky we see motifed all throughout Fate Grand Order. It is literally the gathering and incineration of human history. Also, as part of this crazy ritual, Goetia created and released 7 holy grails into points of human history that would activate at the time of incineration, preserving his ambition in the form of singularities, distortions in the foundation of history. As cool as this sounds, it's gonna take a while, so Goetia must be pretty patient. He waits these 3,000 years out in his own singularity, the Grand Temple of Time. In the modern era, we've got this ambitious magus called Marisbury Animosphere. He established an organization called Chaldea that he wanted to use to protect the existence of humanity, utilizing the planet's will, Alaya, the part that branched off to prioritize humans. His organization built a device called Chaldeus, which is a miniature replica of the Earth that can be used to observe Earth's past
Okay,
and
so
future.
yeah, here we go.
One of his colleagues in
Right.
Chaldea was a
Yeah,
hardworking
because it's like I
mage
knew about it, but
named
not
Lev
really,
Liner.
right?
Sadly for Marisbury, this guy happened to be the final mage containing the essence of the demon god Flauros, and would ultimately become Flauros at a designated time, which, for the Japanese version anyway, was the year 2015. In fact, Flauros' awakening was the trigger to initiate the incineration.
Oh,
Prior
and
to
there,
that, though,
okay, yeah,
he
there goes
built
the
a device
eyes,
called
right?
Sheba, which was an actual lens used to observe Chaldeus. Only with these 2 systems working in tandem could Chaldea read into the world's past and future. Now, this is some high-concept sci-fi here, as Chaldeus was created using what are called spiritron particles, a type of quantum
Spiritron particle.
that make up the soul. Anyway, there's only one issue. Operating Chaldea's required a ton of energy. Marisbury obtained power plants and nuclear reactors, but still couldn't keep it running. To procure the funds and resources he needed, he decided to wish upon Fuyuki's Holy Grail for more wealth. Thus, he entered into the timeline's first and only Fuyuki Holy Grail War. The Einsburns created the Great Grail to obtain Heaven's Feel, like usual, but Marisbury didn't care for that. He just wanted all that sweet mana to grant his wish. This was the year 2004, so why the hell was this the very first Holy Grail War? In the Stainite timeline, this would have been the 5th Grail War. Well, on this timeline, the Einsburns were willing to bide their time and perfect their homunculi before starting the ritual. Marisbury summoned his own servant using a third system from Chaldea called the Fate system. It was a very unstable system that usually resulted in failure, but through persistence, Marisbury succeeded in summoning our buddy Solomon, since he was the one who recovered Solomon's ring. Together, they won the war, each making their wish on the Grail. Marisbury got the big paycheck he always wanted, while Solomon wished to experience real humanity. You see, Solomon was considered special from the very day he was born, a divine child who always had to consider the will of God and his people. Essentially, he never got to live a normal life, and so he wished to be reborn again without divinity or magic circuits. The Grail granted his wish, transforming his body into that of a normal human. Out of adoration for the word romance, he named himself Romani Archiman.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
The instant he became human, his clairvoyance gave him one last vision of the future, depicting humanity's destruction. He had the vision, but no idea how, why, or when this destruction would take place. Thus, rather than living a peaceful life, Roman dedicated himself to research. As a medical specialist, he became buds with Marisbury and Lev, and joined Chaldea as a doctor by the age of 22. So yeah, Solomon turned Roman was actually a pretty good guy, but he was also a coward who feared the end of the world. He never told anyone he used to be the king of mages, so the secret dies with Marisbury. Regardless, Chaldea kicked into high gear with the knowledge that humanity certainly would perish. A big part of Chaldea's research had to do with summoning heroic spirits. After all, the planet's will to protect humanity, Alaya, did so by calling upon heroes recorded into the Throne of Heroes to serve as counter-guardians. Chaldea was hoping to do the very same thing. As I mentioned before though, Chaldea's summoning system was unstable, and testing it required a lot of mages to essentially be sacrificed to improve the tech.
Oh, and
These failed master candidates were discarded in Serapix, an oil rig in the North Sea, which is pretty damn gruesome.
Or no, I think
Rather than gathering a bunch
I think
of
I'm thinking about
masters,
something else. Okay.
Chaldea decided to create their own. They genetically altered the birthing process so that the children of even non-mages could be born with magic circuits. The results of these births were the designer babies. One of these designer babies was our beloved Kohai, Mashu Kyrielite. Chaldea thought they'd have more success creating demi-servants instead of just calling upon heroic spirits. Their goal then was to infuse the essence and abilities of a heroic spirit into the body of a human. Among many designer babies, Mashu wound up being the first success. Kinda. They managed to summon the heroic spirit of Galahad into her. They succeeded on that front, but Galahad didn't awaken within Mashu, refusing because Chaldea's experiments were far too brutal. Regardless, to keep Mashu alive, Galahad remained dormant within her. Tragically,
oh wait, I can kind of see it. Like her right eye is covered up, just like how his left is covered. Basically, I mean, I don't think that I don't think that has any meaning to her, right? But
Mashu is
I
said
could
to
just
die
see
at
that,
the
right?
age of 18, eternally jailbait. When we actually start playing the game, Mashu is 16 and will inevitably die in 2 more years at most, according to Romani.
And then she continuously dies over and over again,
expanded
right?
its approach after that, allowing for more traditional master-servant pacts to take place. They moved on to summon none other than Leonardo da Vinci as a heroic spirit, manifesting as his preferred female form. She found herself fascinated by Chaldea and decided to stick around using a puppet she made to serve as her master, kinda like Toko Aozaki in Kara no Kyokai. Thus, in most circumstances, she was only able to manifest within Chaldea's headquarters in Antarctica. Only if she contracts with a proper master can she actually go out and fight. Either way, Da Vinci is a great asset to Chaldea, and because she's so smart, she figured out that Romani used to be heroic spirit Solomon. The two decide to keep this a secret, since they don't want any potential enemies to learn about Romani's identity. Can you believe it? We're almost ready to talk about the base story of Fate Grand Order. There are just a few things to consider. Marisbury Animusphere died, but it's heavily implied he was killed, and his killer made it look like a suicide. His daughter, Olga Marie Animusphere, took over as the head of Chaldea, but due to information being designated as classified, she wasn't properly prepared. Regardless, the Animusphere family had a prestigious reputation within the clock tower, and Olga inherited that prestige. Even so, after taking over for her father, she learned of the inhumane experiments Chaldea had
there it
conducted,
goes, right?
causing her to have a nervous breakdown. She becomes anorexic for a month from the shock alone. Just looking at Mashu terrified her, and she feared that Mashu may kill her in retaliation. Despite being of high rank in the clock tower, she herself was considered incompatible as a master for Chaldea. Instead, she served as the director, relying on Lev Liner as a trusted figure of authority, which, if you've been paying attention, was a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what I could
I
tell.
mentioned before that FGO isn't part of the
It's
same
like, yeah,
timeline
now she's the
as
director,
Stella,
and then,
the
yeah, just
incineration doesn't happen
trusting in
those
him is like,
stories.
yeah, that
On
doesn't
those
seem good
timelines,
now, right?
Marisbury didn't participate in the Grail Wars. Lev discovered he was going to awaken as the demon god
Oh, and
Flowers,
then...
and managed to kill himself to prevent it. Good Leprechaun. Apparently, doing this one thing managed to completely foil Goetia's plan to destroy humanity. But this is FGO, and that didn't happen. Instead, just as Goetia wished, the final demon god awakened within Lev,
And
the
there it
plan to
goes,
eliminate
right?
humanity resumed. Goetia's 7 Grails activated, creating 7 singularities to serve as detonation points. Chaldea was able to pick up on this and determine that humanity's future would end in the year 2016.
Oh, and then there it goes, right?
Suitably,
Yeah.
Chaldea
Now there
prepared
goes
to
the
send
year,
masters and
right?
servants into the past to
Because
correct these singularities.
I forgot his name. Wait,
They
was
do
it
this
Solomon,
via
right?
ray-shift
Like,
technology,
yeah, he knew
which
what was gonna
involves
happen,
sending
but
the souls of
yeah,
masters
just
and
didn't
servants
know
into the past.
what time or
To
when it was
improve
gonna
the success
happen.
of these dangerous time leaps, Chaldean
Oh,
masters board tubes
yeah, there
into
goes the coffin.
coffins
Yeah, the
and
coffins.
shut off
Okay.
in the event that a ray shift
Yeah,
is
that's what
likely
I thought
to fail.
they meant at first, right? With the
Chaldea assembled an
sacrifices,
army of mages
like way
to assist in this
beforehand.
endeavor, even posting recruitment posters to fill the ranks more quickly. Our protagonist, Ritsuka Fujimaru, was an unimpressive mage who happened to find one of these posters and joined Chaldea on a whim. Ritsuka befriended Mashu and Chaldea's
Oh,
fluky pet
yeah,
foe, who we'll get
that's-
to in a later video.
That's where I saw the
Ironically,
Beast
Ritsuka's
class from,
ineptitude
right?
set
Yeah,
them up to
okay.
be one of the only
Yeah, with
survivors
Mashu on the
Chaldea
time.
had against Lev Liner as he betrayed the organization, sabotaging all the other mage candidates. By caving in the ceiling on their coffins prior to a massive ray shift, their prospective masters are frozen in
Oh,
their
yep, and
coffins.
then there that goes.
Ritsuka finds Mashu, crushed underneath the rubble, and holds her hand as they count down to ray shift. Clearly, this is a fatal wound for Mashu, but Galahad decides to finally awaken within her in order to save her life. The two successfully ray shift to Singularity F, the year 2004, in Fuyuki, Japan. Olga's with them too, but only in mind. Lev used bombs to cause the catastrophe, and Olga's body was destroyed in the explosion. Essentially, while her mind successfully ray-shifted, her body was already dead, and thus cannot return home to her own time. To clarify, singularities are unobservable points in human history, often caused by one of Goetia's grails drastically interfering with the flow of events. In this case, we're taken back to the Fuyuki Holy Grail War that Marisbury once
Okay,
won.
so yeah,
Only
Berserker,
now, all the
Saber.
humans are dead, and the servants are running amok.
Were they
Ritsuka
like
arrives as the
zombies or
only
whatever? I
living
guess, right?
master,
That's what they look like.
contracted with Mashu as their
Like,
demi-servant.
yeah, they weren't summoned,
She
but I
takes
mean,
the
yeah,
form
they're
inspired
there,
by
but yeah, they
Galahad
weren't
with his
actually
massive shield,
like
built
properly
from the
summoned,
remnants of
right?
the round table itself. Unfortunately, Mashu doesn't know the identity of the spirit keeping her alive, nor the name of her noble phantasm. Thus, Ritsuka and Mashu are inexperienced, learning the ropes of combat with the help of our boy Cuchulainn, now summoned as a caster. When a holy grail is inserted into history, it often summons a bunch of heroic spirits who exist without masters, and Ku is one of these. Anyway, they journey through the singularity. And
Oh,
arrive
yep,
at the
definitely
core
got
of
her
Mount
there.
Enzo, where the greater grail is. There, they find out that Lev Liner betrayed them, and that the incineration is inevitable. He shows them Chaldea's, now enveloped in red flames, and cruelly drags Olga into its core. where she dissolves on a molecular scale.
Oh.
Damn, dude, that's fucking harsh. Regardless,
Yeah, she's
Ritsuka
gone.
and Mashu resolved the singularity
Okay.
and returned to Chaldea.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bringing her inside of that's not a good thing. That means she's, whatever she touches or lands on, that's just straight.
Forcing Romani
Yeah, I
to
mean,
step
she's just
up
gonna
as the
get
director.
melted, right?
The survivors gather together, knowing that they must save humanity by ray-shifting to other singularities and recovering the Holy Grails Solomon, or should I say Goetia, implanted in them. Doing so will restore the foundation of human history and ideally prevent humanity's incineration. They call this mission the Grand Order. As part of this overview for the first
Grand
arc
Order,
of Fate
okay.
Grand Order, I'll be covering each respective singularity in its own video, so look forward to that in the future.
Okay, and I guess we are about done
Thank
with.
you for watching this.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, different Otaku Daikun, but yeah, still the same though, right? Definitely, yeah, explained it all well and all. So yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, this is it literally says Fate Grand Order 1, right? So yeah, I definitely can tell. Like yeah, this is the first one that he made of like the major like the main story, right? But okay, yeah, nothing. But like I said, I just wanted like yeah, even if it wasn't much, I mean, at least learn about it and at least just know like okay, this is the origin of it. This is how it's turned into an organization or whatever. How it's able or basically yeah, what it just does in general, right? Because yeah, I've definitely seen like yeah the Earth, right? But yeah, I didn't know like yeah what basically it was yeah overseeing the Earth, right? And I don't know if I've heard him say that before. But yeah, I've definitely seen this before, but I know it was like literally overseeing, right? And yeah, there's actually right here, like literally someone looking at it, right? Within space or whatever universe. But yeah, at least I get to know that. And then learn more about Goetia as well, right? Because yeah, I've definitely seen him before. Like yeah, a whole bunch of servants go against him. I mean, it's kind of cut off, so I didn't see everything, but at least learn about him. And it's like yeah, his main goal was to take away all the flaws and all that from humans, basically making the world perfect, right? And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So yeah, her right here, yeah, she was new to me, right? Didn't get to see her much though, right? Literally yeah, being put inside of there, right? It's like yeah, she's just gone instantly. And of course it's like yeah, him talking about a demon god was wait, let's see. Can I find it? Oh yeah, wait. Let's see. Yeah, demon god was inside of this guy right here. Like yeah, basically if he was inside of him this whole time, it's like yeah, of course obviously that's gonna something's gonna happen with that later on, right? And yeah, it literally just happened too, right? Like yeah, he definitely turned into it into one, right? And then after that stuff happened, and then yeah, that was the destruction of the Earth, right? Or at least well, I don't think it actually happened, but yeah, at least you could see it, right? But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much about it. So I just have another poll for next time. You know what? I mean, I don't know for sure, but well, I might just look at this anime right here because I know I really don't have to look at it. I think it's like a spin-off or whatever. But if he has a lore video on it, I guess I'll just look at that, right? To see if I really want to look at it, and if not, I'll just look at it anyways. But yeah, other than that, yeah, that's pretty much about it. So, yep, you guys did enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe again, and y'all see you guys in the next one.